How's it going, folks? Welcome to another fun at-home table read. Tonight, we're doing something a little similar. We actually did something like this before. We are doing the abridged version of Phase 1 of the MCU. Honestly, this one's going to be hysterical because I really liked the Star Trek one. So let's just jump right in. Let's start introducing ourselves.
Hola, my name is Mary. I will be doing action description.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Weinreich playing Chris Hemsworth.
You're 5, hon.
5? No way. Are you serious?
I'm Logan. I'm going to be Robert Downey Jr.
I'm Chelsea. I'll be ScarJo.
I'm Kevin. I'll play Jeremy Renner.
Hey, I'm Johnny. I'll be playing Mark Ruffalo.
I'm Angie, and I'm playing Nick Fury.
Mike, I'm going to be playing Clark Gregg.
Hunter, and I'm Tom Hiddleston.
Hi, I'm 6-time Quarantine Award Theater Company winner and Marko, and I will be playing Hayley Atwell.
I'm pretty sure some of those are mine.
I'm 5-time Quarantine Theater Award winner Erik, and I will be Sebastian Stan.
I am 0-time winner, and my name is Bridget, and I will play Natalie Portman.
Every villain is Levins, and I'm Travis, and I'm playing Mickey Work, and I'm 3-time winner.
Oh, Travis, that was not a good joke. Take it from a 7-time winner. That was not a good one. That was.
Well, I got
that was
3,
bad.
so.
Yeah, no, that's no. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Mary Pat, take it away.
MCU Phase 1 Abridged, written by multiple people. Iron Man, written by Rod. Iron Man, written by Rod. The Incredible Hulk, written by Rod. Thor, also written by Rod. Captain Hulk, the first Avenger. Surprise, written by Rod. The Avenger, you'd think it was written by Rod, but is also written by James M. Based on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Exterior, Afghanistan, Robert Downey Jr. illustrates the usage of his new weapon to various military personnel.
I'd like to thank all of you for coming to see my new weapon. As you can see, it's a giant missile that launches smaller missiles in the air, and each missile drops copies of In Dreams and Gothica. It's a truly devastating power.
It's a good thing you came all the way out to the Middle East to show this weapon rather than one of our many weapons testing grounds in the United States.
Wait, we're in the Middle East? In a Hollywood movie. That means,
Suddenly, a bunch of extraordinarily well-armed terrorists blow all kinds of shit up and kidnap Robert Downey Jr. Unmute.
You might want to unmute yourself,
You
Mr.
must
Terrorist.
unmute yourself.
Damn. All right. I need you to build me a missile. Tell me what supplies you need, and we'll get them and leave you alone to build whatever you want. Please don't build anything to build us against us.
But of course he does. Robert builds a 60s robot Halloween costume and then beats up some terrorists using it. Eventually, he gets back to America, which instantly makes everything better.
Robert, welcome back. As your partner and obvious eventual bad guy, I was extremely worried about you. Tell me what you used to escape and if we can sell it.
Later, but first, I need a delicious, juicy American hamburger. Failing that, one of Burger King's tasteless squashed heaps of grade D meat and soggy bread will do just fine.
Hi, Robert. I'm so glad you're back to carry the movie. I haven't been in a decent film in about 10 years, and this one is my only hope.
Look at who you're talking to. Anyway, let's go to my press conference. It's the one thing comic book fans love to see on film. It's a good press conference.
Interior, Downey Industries.
Robert, is it true that your overdone portrayal of Tony Stark serves to do a little more than make the parts of the movie with the titular hero boring by comparison?
Absolutely not. It's titular. I keep Spider-Man's trademark wisecracking even while in the suit, allowing my incessantly sarcastic character to annoy audiences the entire duration of the film. Next question.
Some people claim that Iron Man is just a shitty Marvel knockoff of DC's iconic Batman. What do you have to say to them?
That's ludicrous. I actually am an obnoxious douchebag character that Bruce Wayne pretends to be to throw people off. Totally different. Anyway, look, the point of the press conference is to say that the company will no longer make weapons. Starting immediately, all Downey Industry weapons will shoot out cute little flags that say bang.
Just like the Joker. Interior, Robert Downey Jr.'s mansion. Robert begins working on a new robot Halloween costume.
Robert, your stock is plummeting and your board of directors wants you out.
Superheroes press conferences, and now all the excitement of corporate takeovers and stock market fluctuations. This movie has everything.
Everything except a villain.
Okay, who would you prefer I face off against? The Chinese guy with the 10 magical rings?
Well, no, but so far your biggest villain has been the host of Mad Money. Does Iron Man really suck this much?
What about myself? As a Marvel character, I have flaws, so perhaps my real villain is my crippling alcoholism.
You mean the crippling alcoholism that in no way stopped you from becoming a genius billionaire inventor and so far has manifested itself in a single scene where you hold a drink without actually drinking it?
Yeah, that's the one. Now get out of my way. I have to go to Afghanistan and fly around a bit to make this seem like an actual action sequence.
And he does. Eventually, he saves some villagers from a generic terrorist that captured him earlier, then decides to fly away. Meanwhile, Jeff Bridges uses the pieces of Robert's old 60s robot costume to build an extra huge 60s robot costume of his own.
Robert, I'm pretty sure that Jeff Bridges is trying to kill you. He said something about you pissing on his rug.
I see no other option than allowing this movie to degrade into a cliched comic book confrontation between two super powerful monsters battling through a city.
Robert flies down to Downey Industries to confront Jeff Bridges.
I am all powerful now, Robert. Nobody can stop me. Not even the guy who invented the weapon I'm using.
Gwyneth, flip the kill Jeff Bridges switch.
I can't. Despite being strong, smart, and capable for the duration of the film, I've suddenly transformed into a scared little damsel in distress, incapable of even the slightest gesture that could help you.
Robert flies into the air, and Jeff Bridges chases him. Suddenly, they fly too high, and Jeff freezes, then plummets to the ground, probably landing on a house and killing the family inside.
Did you just kill me with science? What is this shit? The Fantastic Four?
You did it, Robert. The world has been saved from the dangerous weapon that you built in the first place.
Oh, hey, look, I'm sailing, and I'm still in the movie, everyone, somewhere on that tiny little ship sailing through the ocean.
Let's celebrate with a drink. Just kidding, of course. Alcoholism is a totally manageable disease.
And Robert enters his mansion only to discover Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson.
Hello, Robert. I'm the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I want to talk to you about the Avengers Project. It's a superhero team consisting of Captain America, Thor, you, and a bunch of people that nobody gives a flying fuck about at all. Sometimes Spider-Man.
And for reals. Fade in. Exterior, Downey Jr. Expo, Flushing, New York. Robert Downey Jr. jumps out of an airplane without talking to Gwyneth Paltrow, deleting everyone's favorite scene from the trailer. He lands on stage at his company's exhibition.
Good evening, film extras. Look, as you know, this is where I show off cool new technology from my company, as well as establish the fact that my entire character arc from the last film has been rewound back to when I started as an arrogant, selfish ass.
Robert, in between my incessant nagging, I need to tell you that you've been subpoenaed to appear on the Larry Sanders Show.
I respond with confident sarcasm. I'll fly to Washington just after the superfluous cameo by Larry Ellison.
That's right, assholes. I plastered my bullshit all over the Java API, and now I'm in your comic book movies too. Bow before the all-powerful Oracle.
Interior, Senate hearing, Washington, D.C. Robert Downey Jr. behaves like a child in front of a bunch of senators.
After the success of the first film, censored press conferences and financial analysis programs, I'm glad to see we upped the ante with corporate exhibitions and Senate hearings.
Robert, the United States government cannot allow a single person to possess a weapon of mass destruction. Turn the weapon over to us so that we can use it to totally not torture suspected terrorists.
I'm confused. Are we rooting for the suit to be in the hands of the military industrial complex or the unstable douchebag billionaire alcoholic?
Suddenly, Don Cheadle, I don't remember how to say his name, and Sam Rockwell enter.
Oh, look, my friend Don Cheadle that I've been friends with for years and is in no way a replacement for another actor. and Sam Rockwell, who seems to be taking his character's name Hammer incredibly literally.
Hey everyone, I'm a total jerkhole like Robert, but I didn't build a giant robot suit, so that makes me suck balls. Excuse me while I push my glasses up.
Look, the matter of fact that I'm super. The fact of the matter is that I'm totally super cool, illustrated by me using my iPhone to hack into a television that nobody seems to be able to turn off. Thus, I should be able to keep the suit. Bye.
X tier Grand Prix Monaco. Robert goes to the Grand Prix. Characters all talk over each other, which passes for cleaver dialogue. Robert hops onto the race car and drives around, but suddenly Mickey Rourke shows up with lightsaber whips and slices a bunch of cars in half.
I'm here to be adversary, Robert. I am a serious Oscar-winning actor now, so I actually went to Russian prison to research role.
Where you discovered Russian prisoners have Russian accents and tattoos. That's living the craft.
John and Gwyneth show up and ram Mickey into the wall with their car. They throw Robert an Iron Man suitcase, which allows Robert to sell a slightly different action figure.
How the hell does that thing not weigh like 1 billion pounds?
Oh no, Mickey Rourke has survived being slammed into a wall with a car 4 times. Jeez, what moron directed this?
Iron Robert and Mickey fight for a bit.
Vodka communism ice hockey. How do Vips, whatever, slice right through cars but just mildly annoy Iron Suit?
That's almost as good a question as why your face doesn't completely explode when I punch you in it with my big Iron Man fist.
Mickey is beaten and taken to jail, but he escapes and meets with Sam Rockwell.
Hi, Mickey. I like the way that you dislike Robert, so I think we could work together, even though doing so makes me a full-fledged criminal.
Ah, I can help you. As you can see, I am very muscular.
Yeah, I can see that. So we...
And a physicist.
Ha, ha. Well, that's pretty unbelievable.
And a computer hacker.
Dude, what?
Sam allows insane, vengeful Mickey to completely take over the design and control of his army of killer robots.
I don't see how this could possibly go wrong.
Meanwhile, interior Robert Downey Jr.'s mansion. Robert Downey Jr. is boxing with John. Scarlett Johansson enters.
Robert, since you made me CEO of your company, I need you to sign some paperwork. Scarlett Johansson is here with the legal department. Also, she has boobs, now presented in IMAX.
We should pull up some pictures of her stint as a lingerie model. This is pathetic pandering, but the drooling nerds in the audience won't notice.
Scarlett briefly boxes with John and kicks his ass super sexy like.
Holy shit, nice moves. It's almost like you're a super secret undercover agent, but if that were true, that'd be fucking idiotic of you to blow your cover just to avoid getting your pride hurt by a limo driver. So I guess not.
Listen, I have to be in a YouTube commenter's masturbation fantasy in about 5 minutes, so if we could hurry this along.
Fair enough. Hypothetically speaking, if it was your birthday and you were wearing a metal robot suit that was slowly poisoning you, what would you do?
I suppose I'd do whatever I wanted, like maybe getting piss-ass drunk while wearing the most dangerous weapon in the world and still managing to be likable somehow.
Surprise. He does.
Welcome to the most terrifying birthday party ever imagined, everybody. Now, I'm going to blow up some big glass bottles, showering all of you with deadly broken glass.
Don shows up, seeing Robert drunk. He goes downstairs and becomes less colorful Iron Man.
That's enough, Robert. I've somehow already figured out how to work the suit, so I'm ready to fight you, even if our fight would have special effects astonishingly inferior to the first films. Ziz.
How the hell do you plan on getting out of that thing? Like, I have a bunch of giant robot arms to help me.
Don and Robert wearing suits that make them invincible fight. Eventually, Don leaves and gets Sam Rockwell to attach a bunch of extra phallic symbols to his big metal dick. Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson approaches Robert.
Nice to see you again, Robert. This time I'm in character and a major part of what is barely passing for a storyline.
What about the people who don't stay past the credits of the last movie? For them, this is just suddenly introducing a black pirate out of nowhere.
Then I'll point you in the direction of the film's climax and leave. You see, Mickey Rourke hates you because his dad used to work with your dad. But while your dad had noble goals of progress, Rourke's dad wanted to make a profit.
Well, progress is nice, but it's hard to favor an inventor for wanting to make money off of his work.
So naturally, your dad fired the guy, used their invention to become a multi-millionaire himself, and had him deported back to Russia, where he died in poverty. Now his son wants revenge.
I see. And we're sure he's the bad guy and not me, right?
Of course. He has a Russian accent, whereas you make sarcastic quips. In any case, I know your suit is killing you. Your dad hid a secret message inside of a train model that could help. Your dad hated safe deposit boxes. Called them devil Jew boxes. Maybe I should stop telling you stuff about your dad.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going to go get that model from Gwyneth Paltrow's office after talking to her in front of an executive desk toy that generates continuity errors.
Good luck. And remember, I've got my eye on you. Hey? Hey? Because of the eye patch?
Robert retreats to his genius basement to invent his way out of the movie's central problem.
All right. I'm just going to move my arms randomly while walking around this room. You guys can animate a whole bunch of crap happening as if I was making it do that. Eureka! My dad discovered an element with more electrons than any other elements, which means it's now a new element. Yeah, that's how chemistry works. And now that I'm aware of it, I can start using it right away.
That is how chemistry works. Exterior, Rockwell Expo, Flushing, New York. Sam Rockwell shows off his robot army and done.
Now for sale, robots for the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. And each one is painted to resemble their respective military branches. Isn't that adorable?
Hey, I don't have control of my suit. Mickey Rourke has hacked into the mainframe router, tracer route algorithm IP Visual Basic.
The deadly, weaponized robot goes, of course, haywire.
Fuck. Why the hell did I give them live ammunition for a trade show?
Your guess is as good as mine. Robert Downey Jr. shows up and fights some robots. Meanwhile, Scarlett Johansson hurries to save the city from Mickey, but first takes some time to change into a sexy black catsuit.
Robert, I tracked down the computer Mickey was using to control his robot army. He's gone.
Suppose without an operator, these robots will have to stop fighting me, right?
Somehow, nope. Good luck, Robert. I need to go fight a bunch of bad guys while being painfully self-aware of the fact that I'm in a comic book movie. I'll do a sexy pose after each punch, which would be embarrassing if not for the fact that the internet loves me and forgives even my worst performances.
I have control of my suit now, Robert. Let's take these robots out while utterly failing to give the audience even the slightest sense that we're in danger.
They fight the robots together, discussing strategy and engaging in camaraderie.
Oh, wait. Let me use that thing that instantly kills all of the bad guys.
Wins. Mickey shows up in another Iron Man suit.
Snow potatoes, red square fur coats. I must break you, Robert.
What a surprise. The bad guy decided to confront me while wearing a giant robot suit. There's one thing the audience is hungry for after 2 movies. It's more scenes of me fighting an endless stream of metal guys.
Don shoots a super special bullet at Mickey, which of course fails.
Sam Rockwell tech, eh?
Yeah, it was. And so are the 50 guns I've got attached to my suit that are working fine and helped us fight an army of robots 10 seconds ago. Pompous ass.
Robert and Don shoot Rourke and he explodes. Boom.
Beeps, rubbles, Ushakas, KGB, you will pay for this, Robert.
Jesus. The Iron Man villain sucks so bad. Why can't we just bite the bullet and introduce Mandarin?
The guy with the magic rings? No, wait. Jon Favreau wants to keep these movies grounded in reality.
The same Jon Favreau, whose movies feature a scene after the credits in which an eye patch wearing super spy is in charge of a secret or government organization of superheroes, discovers a magical hammer of Thor, the Norse god of mythology, right?
Dude! Spoiler alert!
Sorry. Spoilers, everyone. Thor sucks.
End. Fade in. Interior Research Laboratory. We are shown a montage of Edward Norton's transformation into a green monster while the credits roll, allowing us to skip over all of that boring character development and jump right into the scenes of Edward Norton looking concerned and green cartoons breaking shit. Interior Soda Bottling Company, Brazil. Edward Norton bottles soda and tries not to flip the fuck out. Some random jerks start picking on this innocent, but of course, hot girl.
Hey, leave her alone. Don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. Yes, random jerk?
Why? Because you'll rewrite the entire script yourself if you get pissed off?
Well, yes, but moreover, I turn into a violent monster when I get angry, and that's why I got a job working in a dangerous manufacturing plant full of people.
Edward tries to remain calm, but accidentally cuts himself and a drop of blood falls into the soda bottle. Edward presses the emergency stop button and grabs it.
Jeez, Norton, chill the fuck out. What's the big deal?
Well, wait, even if you don't know that I have contaminated blood, shouldn't you still be a bit disturbed by shipping out a soda with blood in it anyway?
This is Jones Soda Company, dude. Just call it blood and release it at Halloween.
One bottle with blood still in it gets somehow shipped out, where it is drunk by Stan Lee in a gratuitous cameo. Edward Norton goes online and talks to a mysterious stranger named Mr. Blue.
Hello, Mr. Green. ASL?
Figure out how to cure me yet?
No, I need you to send me some of your blood. Surely the suspiciously mysterious nature of our relationship shouldn't be any cause for concern.
All right, fine. I'll send some of my blood to you, even though it's obvious that this is a mistake. Now what?
Now I put on my robe and wizard hat.
Meanwhile, interior Pentagon, United States, Tim Roth enters William Hurt's office.
Oh, sorry, that's me. There's been a report of a soda-induced gamma poisoning.
It's summertime. It was probably just some new Mountain Dew flavor. That shit will kill you.
I checked, sir. It came from a soda company in Brazil.
Brazil? That must be where Edward Norton is. I'll see that Edward is captured and my name isn't General Thunderbolt, Sawdust, Explosion, Football, Hurt.
Are we just going to ignore the possible existence of a second Hulk created by drinking the soda? Yeah, we are? All right.
Tim Roth takes the team to Brazil to try and capture Edward Norton.
Mr. Orange? What the hell are you doing in my movie? Are you trying to upstage me? I'm Edward fucking Norton.
Edward becomes furious and turns into the incomprehensible Hulk.
Holy shit! A broccoli monster!
Roar! Hulk!
Did you say Hulk trash? Because so far, I agree. It is.
Green Edward Norton beats the military guys up and escapes to America. Interior Culver University, Virginia. Edward Norton tries to get some records from his old computer and runs into Liv Tyler.
Liv, I need you to help me. When I get angry, I turn into the Hulk.
Didn't we just have like a Hulk movie like 5 years ago and just Hollywood get mulligans or something? Will they keep remaking this shit every 5 years until one of them doesn't suck?
Liv, I guess we'll know in about 5 years.
Hopefully this movie, unlike the last one, will consist of more than just the Hulk trying to get away from the military the whole time.
Oh, is that what made the last one so boring with Eric Bana? Well, I thought we'd be safe if it got rid of the Hulk dogs.
The two of them hide from the government and try to figure out how to cure Edward. They go to find Mr. Blue somewhere in New York City. Interior New York City, they find Mr. Blue, who turns out to be Tim Blake Nelson.
Every time I get angry, I turn into an uncontrollable monster that never does anything evil and therefore isn't really shown to be all that uncontrollable. You need to help me remain calm at all times.
If you're asking for a prescription for medical marijuana, I can't help you.
No, you have to study my blood to figure out how to turn the green cells into red cells. Seriously, that's what we're going for, the science part of this movie.
Oh, well, I've been studying your blood for months, so I keep it stockpiled in the back so that I can turn it into a weapon for the government.
How unforeseen.
Tim Roth breaks into Tim Blake Nelson's lab and Edward runs away.
Despite having no motivation to do so, I want you to inject me with Norton's blood.
That's a bad idea. You may become some kind of abomination.
Now, this whole movie is an abomination. I'll just look stupid.
Tim Roth gets injected and turns into a brown glob of pixels.
Oh no! Another person has been afflicted with my power, and the only way for me to stop them is by embracing the monster within myself and fighting!
Oh yeah! This movie is totally different from Ang Lee's version. It's so glad we made this!
Edward turns into a green glob of pixels, and then 2 pixel globs are rendered really far apart, then really close together, then really far apart, then really close together.
Is this really supposed to pass for entertainment? CGI shit throwing other CGI shit around? It's 2008 for Christ's sake.
Eventually, the machine rendering brown Tim Roth runs out of disk space and he is defeated. Womp, womp, womp. Interior bar. Edward goes back into hiding. Robert Downey Jr. approaches William Hurt.
You know, Samuel L. Jackson and I are forming a group that we'd like to talk to Edward Norton about joining.
God damn, are all of these movies just 2-hour trailers for some unwatchable Avengers movie to be released in a few years?
Yes.
I guess we should all brace ourselves for the release of a Wonder Man movie.
End. Fade in. Exterior Asgard tilted. Anthony Hopkins is talking to his sons, Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston, I think. Yeah.
And that's the story of how I drove the frost giants away from planet Earth. Naturally, the humans thought I was a god and worshipped me, which is how they got Norse mythology.
Cool story, bro. Dude, I totally want to be king so I could kill a fuck ton of CGI dudes, too. Let's pound some brewskis!
Wait a second. If Norse mythology is based on a war you fought before we were born, why do they know anything about us? Hell, they call me Loki, the god of mischief, but you don't even know I'm evil yet.
Exactly. Wait, what? Sorry, I was busy watching your brother, my eldest son. Surely he should make a fine king.
Hey, can you bros make sure my collar stays popped while I tap this keg?
Chris overhears a frost giant call him a homosexual and instantly loses it.
The fuck you say, icehole? Come at me, bro. You're dead. I watch MMA every week.
Chris and the Frost Giants have an extremely dark fight that is basically pitch black once everyone puts their 3D glasses on.
Chris, you've endangered all of Asgard. Your father wants to see you. Report to his overreacting station immediately.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold the phone, bro. They cast a black actor to play a white character from a comic book that nobody reads based on a religion that nobody believes. I haven't been offended by anything in hours, so this totally offends me.
Chris, you are arrogant and hot-headed. I shall cast you out to Earth. Furthermore, I shall take away your hammer, Mjolnir, which I also send to Earth for some reason.
Exterior Earth tilted. Chris gets run over by Natalie Portman, Stellan Skarsgård, and Kat Dennings.
Not cool, brah.
I hit Kirk's dad. I'm so sorry. I'm a plot dev ecologist, so I would love to know more about how you got here.
I'm also a scientist of some kind. I'm here so Natalie has someone to say sciencey stuff too. Wormholes, Einstein, space-time.
I'm Kat Dennings. I'm only here because if it were just the two of them, the audience would think they were dating, which is gross. Also, I'm aware of Facebook, which is a website that Kenneth Branagh just heard about.
Weak, brah. My powers are gone. I demand more of these things you call Pop-Tarts, brought to you by Kellogg's.
I'm sorry. Is this a 2011 superhero action movie or a fucking 80s fish out of water comedy? Did Branagh just watch Hercules in New York? Did he pick up an issue of Thor and say, needs more Encino Man?
Suddenly, Chris overhears some rednecks.
Sure enough, ain't nobody able to lift that hammer what landed in the desert, I reckon.
I know. I tried it to my truck, and it tore the bed clean off, destroying my flag celebrating the Confederacy that I wanted to secede from the country I love, my decal of a cartoon character urinating on a logo whose company, whose products I don't purchase, and my rubber cast of male genitalia.
That's my hammer, meow meow. Just move past that pronunciation and go get it. I promise I'll fill in backstory on the drive over.
Natalie drives Chris to the military installation surrounding the hammer.
All right, so explain that rainbow bridge you took and tell me why I saw a green shell bouncing around on it.
Oh, you'll see soon enough.
Scumbag Thor. Promises answers, tells me to watch the rest of the movie instead.
Chris breaks into the compound and fights a bunch of dudes while Jeremy Renner makes all of the nerds spooge in their underoos by briefly touching a bow. Clark Gregg reprises his role as the guy in all of these fucking movies that isn't Sam Jackson.
Stop.
Mjolnir time.
Okay, Chris fails to lift the hammer. Wah, wah, wah. His brother, Tom Hiddleston, visits.
Hey, brother. Just so you know, Dad is in a coma, so I'm king now. And I'm actually a frost giant, even though that has no bearing on anything at all.
What the F? You can't be a frost giant. I love you. No homo.
Yeah, and I'm actually a natural nemesis. Of course, since you're strong and dumb, I should be smart but weak, but mostly I'm just slimy. Also, did you know Mom is Renee Russo? Renee Russo out of fucking nowhere.
Tom sent some rejected Transformer concept art to destroy Earth.
Help us, Chris. I believe in your magic. After all, magic and science are basically the same thing, according to a science fiction author, and science fiction is just the precursor to science fact.
Oh, shit. I think I actually felt my ability to take you seriously as an astrophysicist die in a single instant.
Look, I don't have any cool powers, but I'd totally kick this robot's ass anyway.
You were cast out for a cocky overwillingness to fight an ice giant. Now you're displaying a cocky overwillingness to fight a robot giant. Truly, you've changed. Redemption unlocked. I guess you can have your hammer back.
Sweet. Just when the movie is almost over is a great time to give the main character back his powers, weapon, and costume. I'm posting this on YouTube, which is another website people know about.
Chris gets his stuff back and prepares to fight the metal fire face thing.
Wait a second. I remember flipping past Thor comics to get to the Spider-Mans and X-Men's. Didn't Thor have a helmet?
Yeah, but the helmet made me look kind of ridiculous, so we scrapped it, bro.
Oh, yeah. That helmet really would have pushed your costume over the edge. Glad you went with the subtle approach instead.
Chris hammers the fuck out of the robot, hammers the fuck out of some frost giants, and hammers the fuck out of Tom Hiddleston, and hammers the fuck out of the Rainbow Bridge.
Everything looks like a nail!
You have destroyed the bridge. I won't be able to rebuild it until around May 4th, 2012.
specific.
Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry, son. You'll get back to Earth so you can see Natalie Portman again. If there's one thing an audience wants in their hokey Norse gods, it's to see them be completely pussy whipped.
Cool. Now it's just one more movie before we have all the pieces assembled. The pieces to assemble the trailer. More than likely on screen. Schmushmortion. That will be the Avengers.
Oh, that's the end of that one. Fade in. Exterior New York City, 1942. Hey, weak, super skinny Chris Evans gets picked on by bullies. What?
You suck, Chris. The army won't let you join because you're weak and you look like your face is pasted onto Michael Cera's body.
I may be weak, but I have a heart of gold and balls of steel. I'm always willing to fight, no matter how badly I'm losing or what it's costing me.
Not possibly imagine why the United States government might ever want you to symbolically represent them.
Chris gets his ass thoroughly beaten by bully. He's got a great ass, though. Meanwhile, interior secret evil hideout, the Alps. Toby Jones brings a glowing cube to Hugo weaving.
At last, the power of the Asgardian gods is in my hands in a convenient cube shape.
I'm sorry, the what power? Are we in a comparative religion 101 class now or something?
You didn't see Thor, did you?
My theater was only playing it in 3D, so I picked up the dilemma from Redbox and stayed in. Bye.
Well, then you know that your own loss, okay? I'm not going to take the time to explain it. It's a cube. It doesn't super powerful magic. Just deal with it.
Fine, whatever. I don't know why you have this weird accent. So it's a magic cube with godlike power. What will you do now that you are capable of anything?
Ooh, I take offense to that, but I like your attitude. I'm going to make laser guns. Pew, pew, pew.
Cool. Can it be used to make 2010 era tanks as well?
Explicitly, yes.
Did anyone else think that conversation sounded like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me? Exterior World's Affair, New York City. Skinny Chris Evans hangs out with his friend Sebastian Stan and two girls.
Thanks for hooking me up with a date tonight, Sebastian. But the truth is, if there's one thing I love more than an awkward orgy with my best pal and two random girls, it's the United States of America.
You're going to head over to the Army recruitment tent, aren't you? I can't say I blame you. At least that way when your night ends with rejection, it won't be because the Army laughed at your penis size. Come on, ladies, let's go have a 1940s three-way. I'll bring the lube ration. I'll bring the lube rations.
Skinny Chris Evans meets with Stanley Tucci and Tommy Lee Jones, who try to join the Army again.
So, you wish to fight the Nazis?
Yes, sir. I'm willing to spend hours at the gym, eat a ton of that disgusting weight gain powder, and work my ass off. That's what it takes.
Silly boy. We have drugs for you.
Wait, the Marvel superhero meant to most perfectly embody the American ideal got his powers not from hard work, not even from luck, but from cheating by using what are basically blue steroids?
DC Comics All-American Superhero is an illegal immigrant. I'd say we're doing pretty well.
Hey, even though your character is so much more compelling as a weakling, special effects look fucking ridiculous. Let's hurry up and do a physical exam so we can get on with the musclification process.
Mein Gott! Look at his kleiner Bratwurst.
Skinny Chris Evans gets turned into buff Chris Evans, and the audience panties get turned into sponges.
Whoa, now that the boring origin story is out of the way, we can get to the good stuff. Oh, fuck, the origin story was all we had. What do we do now?
Your best friend Sebastian Stan has been captured by Hugo Weaving. I'll allow him plausibly high-ranking British military officer Hayley Atwell to explain.
It's true. Sebastian had a huge company of soldiers who have been captured and enslaved, made to do Hugo Weaving's bidding. So far, he's just been making them watch Reckless Kelly, but we fear the worst.
I have to rescue my friend. He's always been there for me when look, he was in the movie when I was skinny. That's got to count for something.
You realize that his character is Bucky, right? As in, the Marvel comic character whose death is so noteworthy that there's an entire rule about comic book deaths named after him.
Exterior secret evil hideout, Italy. Chris Evans sneaks into Hugo's Weaving's compound, blending in by wearing a giant metal American flag draped over his back.
Chris, so glad you could join us. I was just about to run out of evil things to do. Now my entire face is evil.
Tell me where Sebastian is, Nazi scum.
Actually, we want this movie to make money in German, so we're not really doing the whole Nazi thing. I'm the leader of the Hydra, so we're swastika free.
Oh, well, I won't let you exterminate all the Jews.
Actually, I celebrate equal opportunity genocide. I want to exterminate everyone. Every Jew, every American, every German, every Brit, and one clown.
Why a clown?
See, I knew I would care about the Jews, Americans, Germans, or Brits.
What? They fight a little bit, then stop. Hugo escapes into a rafflecopter?
Chris, you have to jump across a 50-foot gap to escape.
Despite being unwilling to jump 3 feet to continue fighting Hugo, I will attempt it.
He tries, but will he make it? Tune in next week. Same cap time, same cap channel. Exterior military base camp. Tommy Lee Jones is talking about the disappearance of Chris with Hayley Atwell.
Look, I'm telling you, the aerial units have found no sign of Chris. He's dead. The credits will start rolling any second now.
Suddenly, Chris and Sebastian walk right in with about 400 soldiers and 50 enormous tanks.
Holy fuck, our aerial units are worthless.
Oh, Chris, I'm so happy you're alive because the script says that we suddenly have a romantic subplot out of nowhere. Let me introduce you to Robert Downey Jr.'s father, Dominic Cooper.
Nice to meet you. Here, I've created a shield out of vibranium. It's a special metal that absorbs all vibrations. I'm going to assume that Hugo Weaving's DD-powered super laser energy is a vibration.
If it absorbs any vibration, how the hell did you mold it into the shape of a shield and attach wrist straps to the inside?
That's nothing. You can even throw it at people and it bounces right back to you, even though the fact that a bounce is a vibration is obvious to even the stupidest possible audience member.
Cool. All right. I can already feel the lack of overseas marketability affecting this movie's bottom line, so I'll need a team. Get me a black guy, an Irish guy, an English guy, a French guy, and an Asian guy.
Should we have a woman? Just kidding. Fuck those dumb cunts.
Well then, interior secret evil hideout. The Alps. Chris and his ethically diverse, super non-xenophobic team breaks in and to confront Hugo.
Nice costume. I'm guessing the only reason for including the part of the movie where you were a government bond salesman was so your real costume wouldn't look quite so ridiculous compared to that one.
This coming from a guy that looks like Michael Jackson after sitting in the sun for 17 hours straight.
Too soon, man.
Hugo escapes on a plane, so Chris, Tommy Lee Jones, and Hayley Atwell chase after him.
Wow. You'd think for a movie grounded in the 1940s, we'd have less obvious green screening and hastily rendered CGI.
Is this shit Sky Captain of the World of Tomorrow's Avengers?
Chris boards Hugo's plane and throws bad guys out the window.
Damn. I know they're Nazis and all, but for an upstanding superhero, I sure do kill an imperial fuck ton of people.
Chris, now I will destroy you by using my magical cube from mayhem and evil. Now it's sending me to the next Thor movie. Just kill me instead.
This plane's headed straight for New York. If I crash a plane there, the U.S. military will kill me 10 years later. Heyo!
Chris forces the plane down at the North Pole. He is frozen, but thawed by Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson 70 years later.
I have an assignment for you. Star in the most expensive gamble in the history of Hollywood.
I can't believe it's really getting made. Do you think we're going to actually pull this off?
I don't know. Let's look. Doubtful.
Exterior, intergalactic, cosmic Hollywood basement. Shadowy alien figures in implausible outfits are talking to each other ominously.
You must invade Earth for us, probably, Tom Hiddleston. It's getting pretty cramped in here in my mother's basement. I mean, the vastness of galactic space. We'll give you an army of reptilian things and a stick that does whatever you need it to do at that exact given moment.
A lizard army and free sinister new tools. Geez, I should fall into never-ending chasms more often.
Everyone in the audience tries as hard as possible to ignore how similar this opening scene is to the Green Lantern, because the Green Lantern was really bad. Exterior top secret underground facility. Clark Gregg immediately establishes his mid-level badassery by wearing sunglasses at night, and he probably sings the song. Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson arrives, immediately establishes high-level badassery by wearing a trench coat and eye patch simultaneously, and walks briskly next to Cobie Smulders.
I just got off the phone with the president. Care to tell me how I should explain to him that our top secret military thing that we found turned itself on all by itself? Itself?
Wait, did we get a Michael Bay script by accident? Is there an asteroid headed for Earth?
Nah, that's just the writer-director Joss Whedon dialogue. Funny when it's trying to be funny, hilarious when it's trying to be serious.
They investigate their mysterious blue cube, which decides to start shooting random CGI wisps everywhere at that, of course, exact moment.
Where the hell is Jeremy Renner? If the archery target comes out of that thing, I want to be ready.
Oh, he's up in his nest. You know how he hates to be caged? Just crane your neck up. Like, you'll see. The guy didn't get his own movie, all right? This is the best he can do.
Jeremy comes down off his perch to talk to Cobie, Samuel, and Stellan Skarsgård. I think that's right.
Yes, it is. As the only person unqualified to make this observation, I'd like to point out that the cube is a door, and doors open both ways, except for the kinds of doors that only open one way.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Suddenly, Tom Hiddleston emerges from a portal carrying his magic stick.
Bow before me, puny man animals. I'm Loki, wearer of impossibly ridiculous helmets.
I love your helmets. Tom quickly wrecks everyone's shit in a frantic effort to prove that he will later be a match for 4 walking superheroes, despite looking like a scrawny British fancy man.
Let's see, who should I brainwash? Film convention assures me that the scientist with the foreign accent will be useful for tech bullshit. And Jeremy Renner has heart, which should be useful for heart-related villainy.
Tom takes the blue cube, uses his scepter to enslave Jeremy and Stellan, then escapes.
Wait. So we open with the bad guy from Thor stealing the device from Captain America, from the mysterious government agents from Iron Man 2?
It's better than the original idea, just opening with a title card saying, if you didn't watch our other movies, fuck you.
Yeah, we pretty much need a timeline to keep track of anything that happens in any of these movies. Into your top secret Russian crime hideout, Scarlett Johansson is tied up being interrogated by random Russian dudes.
Am I tied to this chair so that I can't strike a self-aware sexy pose every 4 seconds? Because it won't work. Also, my hair is shorter now.
Scarlett escapes the chair and beats everyone up by being super totally attractive.
Wait, did you just punch me with your hair?
Agent Johansson, we have a situation. A nigh invulnerable demigod has attacked our world, and he stole a blue MacGuffin and a foreign scientist.
Oh my god. The foreign scientists will do tech bullshit to the cube and destroy everything.
Don't worry, we sent a guy from 1940 steroids with a buckler shield to bring him in. And just in case that fails, though, we need you to bring in Mark Ruffalo. He's the new Hulk because apparently Edward Norton is a testable cunt to work with.
What about you, Agent Gregg?
I'm off to get Robert Downey Jr. My bland everyman persona makes me the perfect candidate for recruiting a smug, self-aware alcoholic.
Then I'll get right on it. Just as soon as I change into a slightly tighter leather outfit. This one doesn't quite show the outline of my sphincter.
Exterior, India. Scarlet tracks down Mark Ruffalo effortlessly, demolishing the plot of the last movie with a throwaway crack about always knowing where he is.
Mark, we need you to join the Avengers Initiative. It's based off Mark Millar's The Ultimates comic book series.
So it has the husband and wife heroes, Wasp and Giant Man, where Giant Man beats the shit out of his wife and attacks her with using an army of ants.
Well, no.
Okay, but I assume that the brother and sister duo, Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch, show up in about 10 seconds and suddenly imply that they're fucking, right?
Oh, no, Jesus, no.
Oh, so it's just like the part where Nick Fury's like a black guy?
Yes.
Interior, fancy party, Germany. Tom Hiddleston shows up and uses his Asgardian eye sculpture holographic device specifically for eyes. Yes, to break into place and get some unobtainium.
Unobtainium.
Thank you, unobtainium.
Like Avatar. Bow before me. I may be a god, but I have incredibly low self-esteem, and I require the worship of beings I claim to be as insignificant as ants. Now I shall illustrate my power by murdering the weakest, oldest man here.
Suddenly, Chris Evans shows up and stops him.
Tom, your behavior tonight is worthy of a dryly delivered, understated quip.
Where the hell did you come from? You clearly didn't parachute in. I would have heard a jet above me. Whatever, do you really think you can stop me?
Stop you. I just want to stand next to someone wearing a more ridiculous outfit than me. I'm pretty sure I'm in a blue spandex hoodie.
They fight for a while and Chris gets pummeled, quickly establishing his worthiness as a leader, just before he is rescued by Robert Downey Jr.
Hey, I heard you guys were trying to trade humorous barbs. Whedon saved all those for me. Knock it off. Chris, you look like a big blue penis. Ha ha!
The heroes decide to bring Tom Hiddleston back to their base because apparently due process applies to trickster gods as well. Suddenly, Chris Hemsworth shows up and chastises Tom.
I have come to stop you, brah. Do I look to be in a gaming mood betwixt verily?
Brother, it must have taken every ounce of the All-Father's Huber bubble to burgle bubble you back to Earth. Let's discuss it no more.
Suddenly, Hemsworth, Evans, and Robert look around and notice that it's their first on-screen appearance together.
Quick! Someone think of a super contrived reason for us to fight.
I'll fight you because you want to fight your brother, who I also want to fight.
And I'll fight you both because I want you to stop fighting.
Here I thought they were just going to take a selfie. They proceed to act out their stats from the Avengers collectible trading card game and establish that they are all exactly equal in power. Somehow. Guys on steroids, genius in a robot suit, invincible deity. Basically identical.
Hang on a second. Your hammer has decimated everything you've ever hit me with. You had no way of knowing my shield or Robert's armor would protect us. Did you just attempt to straight up murder us? Don't change the scene. I want an answer to this.
Interior, Shield Air Base, Evans, Hemsworth, Downey, Ruffalo, Johnson, and Samuel L. motherfucking Johnson brings Tom Hiddleston aboard and lock him in a tube.
Welcome to our new operations center in the sky, because when dealing with an alien technology you don't understand, the only place to be when it malfunctions that's better than miles below ground is miles above.
Oh, badass home base, guys. I like that thing that your aircraft land on is also aircraft. You ever consider giving your pilots jetpacks too?
Listen, we need to get Jeremy Renner back. I guarantee everyone watching is like, oh man, where's Hawkeye? He's like my favorite.
Unfortunately, we're unable to make progress because we all instantly hate each other for no particular reason.
And I seem to hate you most of all. Annoyed that you're so arrogant despite being just a regular man with a powerful suit. Ignoring the irony that my powers came out of a syringe. My only weapon was made by your father.
Wow. You guys are really unlikable dicks. Oh, hey, that's where the Ultimates comes in now.
Enough is enough. I've had it with these motherfucking snarks on this motherfucking helicarrier. All you prepare immediately face an enemy that requires you to see past your differences and work together.
Samuel storms out, narrowly missing obstacles.
I don't trust that guy. I think he wants to use the blue cube to build a nuclear deterrent, which upsets me, even though the exact same argument was made against my suit in the last movie.
Look, I know you don't trust the government, but I insist we follow the orders of our superiors. Unless they decide to force superheroes to register with them, in which case you and I will completely swap viewpoints.
Well, I trust them completely. I know they escorted Natalie Portman to safety because they put her headshot on a monitor and spent the time to explain why her contract negotiations fell through.
We'll find out soon enough. I set my phone to automatically hack the top secret government agency's entire computer network, which is supposed to make me look smart, but in fact, just makes the government look idiotic.
You can do that? I've never hacked any actresses' cell phones, have you?
Everyone continues bickering, so Scarlett Johansson goes to interrogate Tom Hiddleston.
Tom, I'm here to manipulate you into revealing your purpose on the ship, which I will do by unloading tons of apparently true backstory about myself.
You divulge this much information to all your enemies. For a veteran spy, you're pretty green.
Green? You fool! You've given everything away! I know you came here to unleash Mark Ruffalo's power and his alter ego.
You realize that Mark Ruffalo is literally the only thing I talked about to Sam Jackson, right?
Suddenly, Jeremy Renner attacks Mark Ruffalo, turns into Green Mark Ruffalo. Chris Hemsworth fights him while Scarlett suits her unitard.
I need to manually fix the engines of this helicarrier so we don't die. Look, Evans, demonstrate your value to the team by pulling a red lever when I ask and occasionally shooting bad guys with the same gun that any old dipshit can use.
So Joss Whedon kind of hates Captain America, huh?
For the record, Scarlett shit her unitard, not suit up her unitard. I don't know where that happened. Green Mark Ruffalo fucks everything up royally. Meanwhile, Tom Hiddleston escapes.
At last, I have unleashed a force powerful enough to stop me. Mine is the truly greatest mind in supervillainy.
Not so fast, Tom. I'm going to use this weapon to stop.
Oh, you've been weakened.
It's all right. I still have a chance to exploit precisely what narrative function my death serves. This will be such a shocking emotional impact that brings together the entire team.
I think you might have overinflated your important agent. What's his name?
Amazingly, he is not. Tom escapes, but Scarlett punches Jeremy Renner in the brain, which cures scepter magic. Interior helicarrier bridge. Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson delivers a heartwarming speech about togetherness, the foundation of which is Clark Gregg's man crush on Chris Evans.
Well, now that someone has died due to our egomania and tardiness, I feel like we can finally call ourselves the Avengers and validate our namesake. Teamwork.
My random quip generator got damaged in the last fight, so yeah, I'm in.
I shall assist mainly because I'm stuck here on Earth without the blue cube, but also more importantly, because I'm stuck here on Earth without the blue cube.
You're going to need a strong female character down there. My boobs will hold her position and open until she arrives, and I can use my pistol, which will be of absolutely no use whatsoever. I don't even know why I'm bringing it.
And don't worry, everyone. Hawkeye's back, ready to shoot an arrow at something in case we run out of bullets.
What a tearjerker, guys. Exterior New York City. Tom Hiddleston uses the blue cube to open a portal to alien rock world, unleashing tons of lizard monster guys and a few giant turtle robot monsters.
Foolish mortals. I shall destroy all of your cars. Everyone get out of the way. I don't want you to get hurt when I explode all of your cars.
Something avenge the world. Good. I think that's enough awkward sandwiching into the word Avengers to justify the title. Let's do it.
Downey, Hemsworth, Johansson, Ruffalo, Renner, and unconvincingly CGI Chris Evans drops in and starts killing the aliens who don't resemble humans enough to earn an R rating.
All right, guys. There's no time for any of that boring character development nonsense. Let's get on with the ass kickery.
Sweet. Another 40 minutes of nonstop action. Just like Transformers 3. Except awesome. Am I right, fellas?
Wait, nerds like this? It's just another overlong, brainless action scene like in every other movie. Complete spectacle over substance. Same old formula.
Oh, come on. Can't you just turn your brain off for 2 hours and enjoy some entertainment?
What? That's exactly what people say about garbage like Fast and Furious and Transformers before you nerds tell them Michael Bay sodomized your childhood. What the hell makes this any different?
Joss Whedon is one of us.
One of us. One of us. Mark, enraged, transforms into Green Mark.
Green Mark suddenly capable from distinguishing friends from foes. Yarg.
The 6 heroes pair up in all 15 possible combinations to kick ass, slowly exhausting every special move from Marvel. Ultimate Alliance 2.
Stellan Skarsgård, your foreignness and science-tude have doomed us all!
Wait, Scarlet, in my hypnotic state, I managed to build a thing into the thing so you can close the portal thing.
But not before I throw this nuclear missile through it and blow up the alien mothership.
Since S.H.I.E.L.D.'s nuke is the very thing that saves us, doesn't this kind of invalidate your earlier criticism that building weapons out of the blue cube would be reckless?
Entirely, but it also makes you wonder why we didn't do it sooner to avoid destroying half the city fighting aliens one-on-one.
The nuke destroys the alien mothership by exploding in space. All of the invading reptile monsters instantly drop dead because they're robots or something. I don't know. Enter S.H.I.E.L.D. airbase. The Avengers win everything. Reporters allude to possible sequel ideas that the girl from What Women Want appears for 4 seconds to evaluate her career. Meanwhile, Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson meets with a shadowy group of conspirators via satellite.
We won, gentlemen. What do you want? What do you want me to do next? Consider I'm contractually obligated to wear this eye patch like 50 more times.
Well, we kind of assumed we'd be the villains in the sequel, but credit stinger seems to indicate it's Thanos, the guy with the magical glove, right?
Yeah, we more or less pulled off the scrolls, and we can pretty much do anything now. Even the Ms. Marvel pregnancy storyline is on the table.
Well, that just gravels my voice. By the way, Sam, did you watch the movie in 2D or 3D? Ha ha!
The movie proceeds to make all the money, pretty much ensuring the creation of an unbelievably terrible Justice League movie. End.
Fuck!
End.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is all of Phase 1, Abridged. Thank you so much for joining us. And, well, we will see you again in Phase 2. Have a good night.